Hey guys, what's up? We're back with the 4 Horsemen series with the 4th Horseman. Now, if you haven't watched the first 3 in the intro, go back and do that now. You can come back to this at the end. The reason being, guys, right, first of all, I've already told you every video, Dr. Gottman can predict with a 90% accuracy, which is friggin' amazing, by the way, that if the 4 Horsemen show up, that the relationship is on its way out, right? Like, it's gone, it's done, it's not salvageable, etc., etc. If they don't get rid of the 4 Horsemen, I should have said that. So it is salvageable. So these horsemen, right, these 4 horsemen of the apocalypse of the marriage come in order. If you've seen the way that I've been laying them out, they come in order. The last and the 4th horseman comes as a result of the other horsemen showing up, right? So it would be content, criticism, all of these things, and defensiveness, the first 3. The 4th one is stonewalling. This is one that I was an expert in. And a lot of you guys probably were too. It becomes a habit over time. And so stonewalling, my excuse with stonewalling used to be that if my wife and I would come at each other, instead of getting angry, because I'm not supposed to get angry as a man, right, towards a woman, I would do this. I would stonewall. I would just turn off. I'd shut down. And I'd leave. I'd physically leave the environment. Right? I never did this with men, which is also interesting because I would, you battle. The woman, I wouldn't. And so because I was raised, and most men are, is you don't fight with women, you don't hit women, all those things, which are great, except for the fact of not having a communication aspect to it, which I was never taught. And I know most of you weren't either. And so if you ever go through the triad of connection, that blows all of this away out of the water, as you guys that have been through the program know. So when you look at this with stonewalling, the solution here, right? Well, first let me go back and explain, make sure you totally understand this. So stonewalling occurs if you're getting in a conflict with you and your partner, you and your wife, and you just shut down. Whether you shut down and leave or you mentally leave, you turn to drugs, alcohol, video games, your phone, the TV, or you sit there and you just like completely shut off all emotion and response, and you let her just kind of squawk at you, right? That's stonewalling. And a lot of times we may stonewall as a way of saying, fuck you, right? Essentially, just screw off because I'm mad. It's like a teenager response, and it's passive aggressiveness. So again, I did this. The solution to it is saying, hey, time out. I need some time. Why don't we circle back in 20 minutes or 30 minutes and come back and we'll continue the conversation. So I can still be angry, I can still withdraw, but the key here is returning to the conversation, but also closing the loop in your partner's mind about when you're gonna have that conversation. So if you look at what I did, I said time out, right? So you can use whatever, stop, what have you. Time out seems to work because it's neutral, right? You gotta use the hand signal for football. So time out, I need a break, right? Not we need a break, you need a break. Time out, I need a break. Why don't we come back to this conversation tomorrow, 2 days, 6, you get the idea. But give a time of when you're going to come back to the conversation so it can mentally and emotionally close the loop temporarily for that other person. They know then that conversation's going to happen because it might be important to them as well as you. So this gives you the ability to stay on. You can leave. Now you can exit, right? Instead of just walking out the door, now you can walk out the door with grace and say, hey, look, even if she doesn't want you to go, you can still do this, right? She may say, no, I want to have the conversation now. And you go, 20 minutes, I'm happy to come back. If you don't want to talk about it in 20 minutes, I completely understand, right? But I need 20 minutes right now, and I'm going to take that. Right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? I've done that many times. It allows for me to clear my head, come back to the conversation, and do all the other things that we've talked about as antidotes to the 4 Horsemen and the Triadic Connection. If you don't know that, go find the Triadic Connection podcast and the videos. Amazing trainings have been done about that. Guys, the activation method, you get some advanced stuff in there, which is amazing too. So guys, what I want to know in the comments below are where are any of these 4 horsemen, especially stonewalling. If you stonewall, raise your hand, right? Call it out. I did it all the time, and it's kind of comes from being a nice guy, right? That was my story of just walking away. It was better for me to walk away than yell or argue or raise my voice, right? I just didn't raise my voice to women. Just didn't. I was raised that way. My parents were divorced. My mom kind of raised me quite a bit, so I just didn't do it. It was a respect thing, but really it was stonewalling. And so, in fact, I even remember my wife telling me one time, I would rather you hit me than stonewall me. And I was like, what? That's ridiculous. But it was more of an emotional hurt that she had, right? In my ease of being able to walk away, and her emotional hurt was more. Now, I've never hit my wife, I've never hit a woman. So to me, that was just outlandish. It blew me back and actually shook me quite a bit. And I'm guessing a couple of you guys have had a similar experience where you're like, what? Like the emotional pain was more than you can imagine a physical pain would be. That's just crazy. But that's the truth, right? And we look at it and we've seen it, doing what we do with coaching men. We also see this with women, right? When we talk to their wives after they've gone through the activation method, and they've seen the change, they can talk about these things more openly because they're safe. So guys, look at where these 4 horsemen come up in your world, right? Contempt, right, is a big one. That's where a lot of this stuff starts, right? It starts off with that one, and it works its way down to stonewalling and where we end up. So leave a comment below, and as I've said in the previous videos, we're going to select 2 of you guys. 2 of you guys you can enter to win, so to speak, as many times as you want by leaving comments, but 1 per video. So 5 options of getting your name entered. You'll actually get a complimentary coaching session with myself or one of the other master coaches here at The Powerful Man. And if you're interested in finding out more what we do at The Powerful Man, just drop something down below, like I said, in the comments. The alumni are our advisors, so if that gives you any context on how well this works, all the people who are advisors for The Powerful Man are actually alumni. So these are business owners that have come back and said, I want to help out other guys because I wish I would have known this stuff sooner, but not only known it, but applied it and done it. And that's why a lot of us are in that deactivated stage. We call it deactivated, is you can listen to audiobooks and trainings, but we're not taking the action necessary that we really want. And once guys go through the activation method and get activated, they start seeing what's possible and are able to really take a stance and essentially wipe these 4 horsemen off the face of the earth. So guys, that's what I want for you. If there's anything I can do for you, as always, let me know. I'll see you again in the group. Take care.